Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I've been seeing all your comments on TikTok asking me for reviews analysis for this one. So today, it's finally happening. But before we get into that, don't forget to check this exclusive discount for it. You can find the link in both the video description and the top comment below. Now let's not delay any further and jump right into the details.
To get things started, let's hear from our first reviewer.
This reviewer and their partner were looking for a reliable way to get around their town and found these electric scooters to be a fantastic solution. However, their initial experience was a mixed bag. While one of the personal vehicles worked perfectly right out of the box, the other was immediately troubled by a persistent error code. What began as a minor nuisance that could be dismissed with a flick of the throttle soon escalated into a major issue, with the motor cutting out and making the ride home a real struggle. Thankfully, the seller was responsive, and a replacement unit was sent out quickly, which worked flawlessly from the start. Once the initial defect was resolved, our reviewer's experience was overwhelmingly positive. They were particularly impressed by the performance, noting the different ride modes offered great versatility. A slower eco mode provided incredible range for casual cruising, while the sport mode delivered a grin-inducing amount of torque and an impressive top speed that made every ride thrilling. Even a heavier friend was able to maintain high speeds on flat ground. Over time and after putting on hundreds of miles, the scooters proved to be durable and surprisingly capable. Our reviewer notes they were caught in heavy rain on more than one occasion with no negative effects. The real-world range was another standout feature that consistently exceeded expectations, with plenty of battery left even after very long journeys. While a few minor quirks eventually appeared, like a strange beeping sound when starting a ride on a full charge, the overall feeling was one of sheer enjoyment. Despite the initial headache with a faulty unit, the power, impressive range, and all-around fun factor made this electric scooter a clear winner in their book.
Alright, let's find out what our next reviewer has to share.
This reviewer was conflicted about their overall rating, but ultimately decided on a positive one, noting they would purchase this electric scooter again despite some significant reservations. The core of the issue for this client lies in the details. They primarily use the scooter for a 10-mile commute on a paved path and have found it enjoyable for staying out of traffic. The ride quality is quite smooth, and the folding mechanism for the handlebars feels solid and secure, which was a welcome feature. However, for a personal vehicle from a well-known company, our reviewer felt that several key areas lacked the polish expected of a premium product. The most significant disappointment was the battery life, which in practice delivered about half of the advertised range on a mostly flat surface. The user experience was also hampered by the controls. The thumb accelerator felt cheaply made and lacked a smooth response, which was a letdown for the most used component. Furthermore, the cruise control feature was frustratingly basic. It could only be activated through a smartphone app and had a tendency to re-engage too eagerly after braking, making it difficult to manage in busier areas. This was compounded by a single button design for all functions like power, lights, and modes, which our client found unintuitive and cumbersome. Other details also felt unrefined. The display is very Spartan, lacking basic commuter data like trip distance, remaining range, or even a clock. The ride modes also presented an issue, as the desirable top speed of the sport setting was tied to an overly aggressive and jerky acceleration. While fundamentally a good scooter, our reviewer concluded that it falls short on the fine-tuned features that should set a higher-end model apart.
Wonderful. Now, let's explore the feedback from our next reviewer.
This reviewer acquired 2 of these electric scooters. Both arrived in original packaging, appearing brand new. Assembly was straightforward, though caution is advised when unboxing, as the folded handlebar and connected wires benefit from a second person's assistance to prevent strain. Upon unboxing, both units had completely deflated rear tires and varying front tire pressure. Both scooters were 50% charged, reaching full capacity in about 2 hours, quicker than expected. Setting up the companion application was simple with a barcode scanner. A modern, Bluetooth-enabled smartphone is essential for activation. One unit required multiple pairing attempts, and deciphering driving modes took a moment. The app, though lacking instructions, proved intuitive and tracked trips accurately. This scooter feels exceptionally solid and well-constructed. Riding is enjoyable in all modes, proving a blast in sport mode. Normal mode suits leisurely sightseeing or battery conservation, while eco mode, best for pedestrian areas, offers minimal hill climbing. Our reviewer's initial 10-mile, mostly flat journey consumed about 40% of the battery for two 190-pound drivers, with both units performing identically. The lights proved useful as dusk settled. The decent rear light is small and low, leading our reviewer to add extra flashing lights for enhanced road presence. The headlight works well in lit city environments, but more power might be needed for unlit rural areas. Both the regenerative brakes, default set to strong, and app-activated cruise control were highly praised for comfort and control. Our reviewer noted several improvements over earlier versions, including pre-connected display wires and an enhanced handlebar post-latching mechanism. In summary, these scooters impress with their speed, range, and robust build, leaving our reviewer very satisfied. However, adjustable handlebar height would benefit shorter riders, especially with an added seat. Furthermore, the Ray.
That's it for this one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. Appreciate you watching. See you next time.